Welcome to episode 1 of Revenue Roundup podcast, hosted by Water Company of America. Today we'll be talking with a representative from Lafayette Utility System, specifically about his role in assuring that all utility revenues are accurately billed and collected, and how a partnership with Water Company of America was instrumental in helping him plug some holes. Garrison Harrison with me here from Lafayette Utility System. Garrison, I believe, is the revenue assurance analyst for the utility for LUS. So welcome, Garrison. Glad to have you with us.
Glad to be here, Shane. So, as Shane said, my name is Garrison Harrison. I'm with Lafayette Utility System. So, Lafayette Utility System, it's a publicly owned utility system. We provide high quality, competitively priced services that we hope to exceed our customers' expectations and at the same time contribute to the local government for other community needs. We were founded in 1897. To give you a little metric about us, we have about 58,000 water customers, 46,000 wastewater customers. And as Shane said, I'm a revenue assurance analyst. So my job is to find out where we could be losing revenue through processes, through operation, and basically just shoring up the bill.
Sometime around 2015, I wasn't involved, but Water Company engaged LUS and said, "Hey, we have this service that we provide that we believe could really help you guys with just making sure that you're capturing every single dollar of revenue through utility services that you can." It's a very unique service that we provide. I believe, Garrison, and you can kind of help me fill in some holes. Sometime around 2015, we initially pitched it to the directors there. I believe you guys were kind of in the middle of some infrastructure upgrade, maybe AMI implementation, something along those lines.
Exactly correct, Shane. So, Lafayette Utility System, we were fully implemented with AMI around the end of 2013. Of course, when WCA approached us 2 years later, that's when we started experiencing also some hiccups, on the water side. So we're, stepped back and said, well, hey, wait a minute, let's see what we have going on here. So we did have WCA in the background. We saw their approach, but we're like, well, wait a minute, let's get some of these bugs worked out. And we actually we start seeing our a more stable operation of our AMI. However, from about 2016 to 2017, 18, 19, we start seeing increase unaccounted for water. So that was a concern to us, and basically we took that more attentive look at WCA and WCA offers, and that's why when we executed a contract with Water Companies of America in 2021.
Right. That's kind of the timing that I have. Somewhere around 2019 or so, I believe, is when the talks really got hot and heavy, if you will. You guys showed a lot of interest, and then it was still a good 2 years before, which is typical in government, right?
That's correct. That's correct.
That's right. So sometime, I think it was June or so of 2021, is when you guys put us to work, and we worked in Lafayette for almost 2 years, about 18 months, boots on the ground, working alongside Garrison and his people, uncovering some things. Garrison, what was your initial involvement? Were you a part of this conversation from the beginning, or were you kind of brought in later into it? And with that, as you became aware of what Water Company can do for Lafayette, what were some initial hesitations and concerns that you guys had bringing a third party, if you will, in to try to help you guys uncover some missing revenue?
Right. Well, I wasn't a part of the 2015 approach, nor exactly the contract negotiation. So Once
Okay.
the go ahead was decided that say, hey, we're going to go in with Water Companies of America, pretty much then is when I was brought in to, pretty much see how the operation would go. And one of the things about it is, and like I tell Shane, I pretty much speak my truth, speak my mind. I started off with this relationship, let's call it, with there was apprehension, and then it had evolved to cautious optimism, and it later evolved to seeing WCA as a partner of us. And it's been a pleasure working with you guys. And but as I said, we started, and the apprehensions were, you could say, look, we went through some of our AMI problems, our water meter problems, discovered in 2015, 2016, and unfortunately, we didn't have all those issues ironed out. So there were some known knowns that we said, hey, are you guys, you're going to be fishing in a barrel. We know we have some
Mhm.
problems out there. So, and we were reassured that said, hey, if y'all know you all have meters or locations out there that are causing issues, just let us know about them. We'll take them. We
Yeah.
won't put them on our radar. We want to investigate them. We want to go out there
Yeah.
and
We
find
call
stuff.
that the do not touch list. Yeah.
Right, right.
Send us a do not touch list. Exactly what you're saying. We want to have that up front. Absolutely.
Right, right. Y'all said y'all want to be partners together. So we want y'all want to
That's right.
find out what we couldn't find out. And
Right.
so through the progress of this contract and this work, that's exactly what WCA has done.
Excellent. Excellent. Was there a specific aha moment or set of moments or series of finds or anything, if you will, that kind of made Garrison sit back and go, I get it. This
Mhm.
is I see what they can bring to us and I see what they're doing. And then conversely, so don't forget that first one. Conversely, was there some oh no moments where you went, oh my gosh, what have they found and how did we let something like this get by us?
Well, the oh no moments is we really try to limit those, but those are some things. And on the flip side, we're always reassured that, hey, when we find those big finds, if WCA had not found those, that would have been extra revenue LUS would have lost. So even it's a oh no moment, as in we wish or we should have, well, wish we could have found those ourselves, and of course kept all the revenue in house. We do appreciate WCA finding those. Now, what the fines contained and everything, it's not just meters that weren't reporting accurately. We had dived our system and found locations that were out of city instead of in city, which of course is a different revenue stream or different revenue price for those. We found locations that were actually connected up to our wastewater services that we weren't billing for. And those are some of the great things that when I take back and I look back from when I first started working with WCA to where we are now, it's like we did not have the manpower or basically that is to investigate, to figure out, to dive into all of this. So uh, and that's some of the great benefits that the company has provided to us.
Sure, sure. So you kind of hit on one thing, and it's kind of funny, um, Water Company America, ISI Water Company is the official name of the company, but we kind of joke at times that we really should have named it Sewer Company of America because, um, people bring us in and we start working and we start looking and their thought is, man, you're going to find all these issues within our water system, our water meters, our leaks and breaks and things like that. And the reality is about 60% of what we end up finding is sewer related. Right.
Right, right.
And so, it's more utility, services across the board. You guys don't do a stormwater enterprise fund and things like that, but we do a lot of that type of stuff where we see, utilities bring us in. Hey, we just want you to look at stormwater. We just want you to look at wastewater. So it's kind of funny that we're called Water Company of America, but we're really Utility Company of America, if you will.
And,
Um,
and those wastewater fines were very critical to us because what it became was we weren't billing these customers for wastewater, but it's all in the ground. So what we had for a system, we said, well, look, we even though WCA looked at our GIS and said, hey, y'all have wastewater infrastructure in the area, this particular customer or these particular customers aren't connected. I couldn't just put a wastewater service agreement on that customer's account. So what Water Companies of America agreed to do was, hey, where our guys are going out there investigating, we'll put a door tag on the customer's home and to say, hey, we believe you're connected to our wastewater system. If you dispute that, you have X amount of days, 14, 2 weeks, 3 weeks to call us, and we'll look further into it, and do even a deeper dive. But
right.
most of the time, you guys were spot on. Didn't have any problems. But for the customer, it also gave us some backing to say, hey, we weren't just blindly adding a wastewater service agreement to you and get hit up with an extra bill.
That's right. That's right. And our people, that's one of the things that sets us apart is our field personnel, our boots on the ground. We're going to use every resource that we have at our disposal, whether that's, like you talked about door tags, but following up with that door tag, we might come back and do dye testing, or we might come back and do smoke testing, or whatever to prove a connection if there's a little pushback on that, or if
Right,
you guys require it. So we're going to use, and conversely on the water side of it, we've got a number of different portable flow meters and devices to use to help us understand what's going on when we see something that just doesn't add up. We're not just going to say, hey, we think this is wrong and turn it into you and hope you guys can go out there and fix it. We want to give you all the information up front. We're going to do some flow testing and say, this is what we found. This is what you guys need to do. And this is the revenue you're going to see from it. So
right, right,
we turn that into you all. You've seen all of that on our work orders and everything.
right,
Um, so where we are now with the partnership between Water Company and LUS is Water Company's pretty much done all of the legwork, evaluated all of the data, put the boots on the ground. Like I said, had boots on the ground for 18 to 20 months or so, investigating, getting that stuff turned into Garrison so he could see it and he could get it corrected. And so now, we still have a little time left on our contract. I think maybe a
yes,
couple of months or so, if you will. So we'll kind of look at it one more time and say, hey, did we miss anything? Sit down with Garrison before the contract ends and say, Garrison, is there anything in particular that you want us to come back and spend a little time on and make sure we didn't miss? So we'll kind of do that over the next couple of months, and then from there, it's all the revenue that we helped uncover is LUS is in perpetuity, right? It's for you to be able to
right.
use for whatever projects that you need, or personnel, or whatever the case may be. Which kind of brings us to our next topic here, which is benefits, right? What benefits
Right.
has LUS seen from not only Water Company coming in, but what Garrison does on a
Right.
daily basis in looking for what's not being billed properly? Why are we not collecting revenue? Um,
Right.
with the terms of infrastructure issues, I know that we uncovered a couple of things that are infrastructure related that's allowed you guys to go in and do some stuff. Unaccounted for water, which you hinted on a little bit. Will you speak to those, both infrastructure issues and what you've done helping understand where your unaccounted water is now, and what Water Company's role in was to help uncover some of that?
Those are great points. So Water Company of America by finding these fines, so nobody exactly believes their home is that let's just say dirty or the errors or the issues. You go in, you never know that until someone actually uncovers it. So once
That's
it's
right.
uncovered, you start seeing some of the processes and say, let's just say some of the meter issues. What that does is that gives us greater fortitude to go out there, invest in the upgrades of the infrastructure, move from maybe one technology to another that's more reliable, because we're seeing the failures, and and the amount of failures that some of them we catch, some of them we don't. And so for water companies of America, saved us, of course, helped us account for millions of gallons, just from the end of 2022. And
Mm,
we're definitely in a better position from their fines, and going forward. Not only do we have those locations, basically, when you're looking at stuff like in city versus out of city, once those service points are corrected, they're done. And
right.
it was something that we overlooked, or made a mistake on. We have those corrected, and now just going forward, they'll be corrected in our system.
Excellent. Excellent. So, the goal for water company when we come in obviously is to increase revenue for the utility we're partnered with, right? And on average, and water company's done 100 plus of these types of contracts across the country, if you will. And on average, we tend to find somewhere around $10.50 of increased revenue per account per year. And so, that's not saying that every account in the system is going to go up $10. That's just kind of the average across the system. So what we've seen with the LUS partnership is we're really close to that. I'd say maybe
Great.
just a hair over it, but somewhere around right around that $10 mark, right?
Right. It's
Yeah,
been a great benefit for LUS. And
yeah,
again, these are some finds, and some realizations that, now looking back, honestly, unless somebody had happened to one account, and scratched their heads and thought about it, we never would have found those. So
right, right.
we're happy that they did.
And that's kind of what I kid with people a lot when they start talking about what we do, and I'm like, are we doing anything that you couldn't do in house? To an extent, yes, but not necessarily, right? You can lock three people in a room for 30 days and have them go through every single account and look for every single thing that's wrong, and you might be able to uncover what we uncover. But can you do that, right?
I,
And
I, I
without
could
those three people going crazy?
I tried to lock some in, as I said before we got. I tried to lock some in. They wouldn't go for it, so
They wouldn't go for it, right? Yeah,
they wouldn't go
yeah,
for
absolutely. Well, moving forward, now that we've kind of done our part, and that doesn't mean that your job ends, right? You're still
it.
LUS. You're still doing this on a daily basis. Um, are there other things that you outside of water company that you want to kind of share that you're doing internally to help? Number one, make sure these types of things don't happen again, or even outside of this that you're doing other projects or responsibilities that are trying to help you with making sure that the plugs are always in, that there's no leaking coming out of the bucket.
Right. Right. Well, we found a great boon. Although AMI infrastructure might have its issues here and there, they're a great benefit to LUS. They're a great benefit to the customer. I mean, water meters that are read automatically. We have daily, we have hourly reads on water. Customers can go in, find out. Uh, Great for leak detection, water leak detection. And of course, we had still in a somewhat drought condition. All of
Mhm.
that infrastructure that's in place, that's automatic, is a great benefit to the system, to the customers, and to.
Absolutely. Well, Garrison, thank you very much. I appreciate your time. Unless you got anything else, we're gonna wrap this up and let you get back to it.
Well, thank you, Shane, and thanks WCA for all that you've done. And I'll let you get back to uh, doing what you do.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. Hey, you guys stick around. We got a quick word from our sponsor if you want to hang on for just a minute. Good talking to everybody. See you soon.
And now, here's a word from our sponsor.
Does your utility find itself consistently battling a financial shortfall? Are you constantly having to raise utility rates just to cover costs of operations? You may be experiencing a phenomenon known as LRS, Lost Revenue Syndrome. You are not alone. Even the best managed utilities suffer from the effects of LRS. Water Company of America can help. Since 1989, Water Company of America has specialized in locating, assessing, and correcting problem conditions in utility billing and operations, thereby increasing utility revenues and easing the pain of LRS. See what Water Company of America has done for some of our most recent clients. LRS is real, but you don't have to fight it alone. Reach out today to see how Water Company of America's no-risk partnership can help your utility eliminate LRS.